What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? Your buddy Big Johnny G from Two Gun Pixie Presents Legendary Gaming is back again! I'm glad to see everyone's back. We got a ton of new subscribers. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's been loving our page, who's been subscribing to our page, commenting, sharing. It's wonderful. It really makes us feel, especially me, like what's going on here is worthwhile. So I wanted to thank you all. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscription button. This is worth it. This is probably the most high energy review show you are going to see for board games. Now, what are we going to do today? Well, something we haven't done in a while, we got to start doing more of, and that's the Two Gun Pixie review. The Two Gun review. Are you guys ready? What's going to be reviewed? Now, you know, if you've been watching this show, that sometimes the tabletop, the cloth is a hint. Something with grass. What could that be? Well, it's something we did an unboxing of. It's something we did a how-to play of. And now after a few games under the belt, Big Johnny G here is ready to give you his official two-gun review. What is that? Eagle-Gryphon Games, Triassic Terror, Dinosaur Mayhem. All right, now this game is your basic area control game. Mechanic-wise, there's not a lot new where it comes to that. One of the things I did really enjoy about this game is how you deal with opponents that take an area that you wanted. In most games, you're SOL. But this game's a little different because you're dinosaurs. And what do dinosaurs do? Besides make gas, they eat other dinosaurs. Well, at least the carnivores do. And that's what I really found different about this game. Although most of the mechanics, like I said, are very much the same. When an opponent gets somewhere and you wanted it, if you're playing the right action tile, you can control the raptors, the T-Rex, or the pterodons, the pterodactyls. And you can use them to eat your opponents. And the more of that herd that you eat, the better chance you have of getting to the better grazing areas, the habitats. Now, the game, let's slide this board over so I can show off while I'm talking about it, so you get to see what's going on. I found the art on the box, the art of the game board I thought was great. This is fantastic. Not only does it look like good art, but it really, really helps set the tone, the theme, the atmosphere of the game. It really does get your head into that. With the different areas here, the environments from the desert to the mountains, the swamps, the forest, and the deadly volcano right in the middle. Even along the sides here, you see other little pterodons flying around, these pterodactyls over here. It really draws you in. It really puts your mind into the whole dinosaur era, you know? And that was really cool. Another thing that I found cool about this game, and Eagle-Gryphon Games, thank you, because you've been doing this a lot. I've noticed with a lot of your games, you have the cool top set here, the little plastic piece to hold everything in. You know, this has nothing to do with the game. I realize that. But as far as the design of the game box, I thought this was a big plus. Another thing I thought was a plus was the cards, double-sided. This is on one side, this is on the other. And it really is a great way to help you remind you of the rules while you're playing the game the first few times before everything starts to come naturally to you. The rule book is great. It read straightforward, straight through. I did not have a problem interpreting from turn to turn, round to round, action to action that I'm doing from the rule book. Everything was very smooth. The rule book is put together beautifully. The art in the rule book, as far as the photographs and the pictures go, showing you step by step exactly what that rule is talking about, was a major help. Definitely good. Again, bonus points, I'd say, for that. Not that it affected me or my players, but there was an additional rule book that was in German. So if you're German speaking, this game actually comes with a rule book for that. And one of these, there's a third one of these that is also in German. Again, that didn't affect me and my players. Being English language first speakers, but it's very cool to see that they did that. Now, this is a game about dinosaurs. So you can't have a game with dinosaurs if you're not going to have some very cool plastic dinosaur figures. And the colored ones here you choose. This determines your herd, your pod, and your color, which is why the colors are so colorful and different. While other ones are set in the game, like the Velociraptors and the T-Rex. However, you get control of the T-Rex, you get to use your own color for the T-Rex. As you see right there with the green and the green. That was a very nice touch. The product quality of these are great. They're a little bit better quality than the ones I got when I was a kid. And it totally gives me that feel of childhood playing with the plastic dinosaurs. So that was definitely a plus, I think. The cards are all great shape. They read well. Now, when I first saw some of the action tiles, not the environment ones here, but these action tiles, at first I thought a couple of the fonts looked a little hard to read. But I got to tell you the truth, after playing through the game a couple of times, it really didn't matter. The pictures really tell you exactly what's going on. So first game in, second game in, maybe that might give you a little bit of a problem because it could have been designed just a tad better. But you know what? It did not affect the feel of the game while we were playing it. First time played through, it probably didn't cause us more than a second or two pause. That's it. As far as the rest of the dinosaurs go for your herds, they all came in wooden meeples, dino meeples. One for each color, as you saw in the unboxing. And after playing through with these, they were great. They looked great on the board. They felt great in your hand. They looked like little dinosaurs, you know? For the single dinosaurs or the round circle one there for the 3. Again, you can go back to the unboxing. There's a little bit more in-depth. I get them out of the box, so throw them around the table. You get to see them. And then for the generic dinosaurs, I thought were very cool as well. The last bit of products for this game, the components, some of the little chips that come with it. Again, you can check out the unboxing. We take them out, we throw them on the board. You get to see them more. They're all good. They're standard quality. There's nothing to write home to mom about, that's for sure. But they're not low quality. They're good. They're definitely good. They didn't need to take a step further in them. I don't see why they would. So they're standard, and that's good enough. And this was the only thing I found a little bit difficult here. This I think is a little bit more than nitpicking, was I did find the setup. There's also the same exact picture in the rule book. They have this cool little cheat card for you, so to speak, teaching you how to set up for a 1, 2, 3, 4-player game, 5 or 6 on the other side. Yeah, 5 and 6 on the other side. I found it a little bit difficult. I had to read through it several times while looking at the picture. But when I put the board down and I followed it, actually physically doing it on the board, following the instructions, then it really kind of made sense to me. But this was the only thing in the rules that really gave me pause, was how you set up for the game. But like I said, after I physically did it, it made sense. What else do I have to say about this game? Well, the mechanics of the game really do make you feel like you're a dinosaur. It's really interesting the way you choose. This part of the board over here, as you saw if you watch my how-to play, is where you're going to be putting down tiles, and it's kind of like bidding, but you're not spending anything on it. You're deciding which one of the tiles that you are going to want to be using during your turn. So the first player that gets to choose can really set the tone for the rest of the players when it comes to choosing their space. Because after you choose one of these, then that means that you're going to go second once everyone's actions start. That I thought was a great mechanic because it did add this sort of urgentness. Because you would see something that you wanted, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe you didn't want to go fourth. In your plan, it was too iffy to have the other 3 players go first. So then you have a big decision to make. And this is where a lot of the strategy I think in the game comes, is just figuring out which turn you're going to want to go on according to which action that you're going to want to take on that turn. And that really, really did change things. I mean, I haven't won the game yet. I haven't won the game. I'll admit that. I'm a big guy, so I'll tell you the truth, I haven't won yet. And I think my big problem is my strategy with planning out the turn I want to take an action on as opposed to the action tile I'm going to want to use that turn. That made it very, very interesting. And as I mentioned before, because to me it is the most fun part of the game, is that when you get control of the T-Rex or the Velociraptors or the Pterodactyls, and you get to use them in their particular way, it always ends up with eating players. That was so cool. I do like area control games, but it does. Doesn't it get annoying, really, when that player that goes before you takes that damn spot that you needed? There's a few games out there where you can attack. I know Deadwood comes to mind off bat. Tyrants of the Underdark comes off bat. But it's one thing to say that you're attacking, you're shooting the guy, or you're stabbing, casting a spell on him. But when you got your dinosaur coming in, just chomping down on them, it really brought out the kid in me. And that's something I can't say a lot of games, even the games that I do like, that I play often, they hit the table, don't always give me that feel. And this totally did. I would say that this is a good game for families. Kids tend to love dinosaurs. Parents can get nostalgia over them. It works. Now, there's something I want to mention. I've heard this before, and I'm sorry, but I don't feel it. And what I'm talking about is, because of the attacking in this game, because that you're having an opportunity to eat an opponent's herd into extinction, that some players apparently haven't been that thrilled over the game because it makes them feel bad that they're getting eaten. It's a game. What else can I say? It's a game. You're not really killing dinosaurs. You're not killing other animals. You're not eating anyone. Get over it, okay? It adds into the fun. It shouldn't detract from it at all. It should just add on to it, really. It's a game. Go with the flow. If you just go with it, you're going to enjoy it a heck of a lot more. Overall, this is a game I predict is going to be hitting the two-gun Pixie table quite a few times. I would say, as of right now, with a few playthroughs under my belt, I'd say I would actually give this a 4 out of 5 Pixies. Definitely. This is the kind of game that I can bring around. It's not that hard to learn. I could show it off to people. As I've mentioned a few times when the subjects come up, my wife's not a very big board gamer, but she loved this game. She did. She found it easy to learn. She found it fun to play. And when you're dealing with someone that's not a gamer, that's not always easy to find in a game. And this game delivered that. I'm not saying this is a gateway game. Not quite. But this is the kind of game you would introduce after you get a new gamer introduced into the whole field of tabletop gaming. This is the game after the gateway game that you're going to play with them, I think. So, for Two Gun Pixie, Big Johnny G here. Triassic Terror, Eagle-Gryphon games, definitely 2 thumbs up, 4 Pixies. This is a fun game. Give it a shot. Go out, watch some more videos, maybe buy the game. If it's at a board game cafe, definitely. If it's at your board game cafe, take it off the shelf and play it. I really think you give this game a chance, you're going to love it. Big Johnny G, and I am out of here.